Viewers, welcome to day 10. Today we're going to be looking at... Well, this one's tough. There's not a whole lot to say about this one because there's not a lot really known about it. Today we're going to be looking at Adventure Island 4, which never was released in America. The Japanese name translates to Master Takashi's Adventure Island 4 and was a platformer, kind of a Metroid kind of thing going on, released in 1994 by Hudson Soft for the Famicom. This is the fourth and final of the Adventure Island games on the NES, and here's something I'll bet you didn't know. This has been given the title of the final official Famicom release in Japan. How about that? It was never officially released for the international market. Unlike the other Adventure Island games, this one kind of plays more like, you could say Metroid, you could say Wonder Boy games even. It's not so much a straight get to the end of the level platformer as it is an open world exploration, beat bosses to get items to move on to different areas kind of a thing. We have an inventory system with several different inventory slots. We have a kind of archaic map system. We have mini bosses, mini games, we have big bosses. We have items that are required to progress, obviously, such as a hammer, which you need to break certain rocks, a little watering rod can thing that you have to use to water plants, so you can progress on using them as springboards, you could say. It's a very fun game. It is incredibly fun. Now, where this game was never officially released in America, we ended up getting Super Adventure Island, which kind of similar, but not quite. Adventure Island 4 can be enjoyed by folks like me and you, assuming you know as much of the Japanese language as I do, through a very good translation by Demi. One interesting thing about this game, we're not here to save Tina like we were in some of the other games. Our dinosaur buddies have actually all been kidnapped this time. The environment scrolls freely in most all directions. There's no... I shouldn't say there's no. They're very large, I guess you could call them rooms, which kind of opens up the world and gives you a better feeling of exploration and wandering around. Master Higgins has a life bar now, which is amazing. It's so nice to not have to worry about one-hit kills. There are new weapons, there's new items, like a snowboard. We get a snowboard, how cool is that? Upon rescuing our dinosaur companions, we can pick them up from the dinosaur village, and we can store them in our inventory, oddly enough. But you can only take one with you at a time, so you kind of have to be strategic in your thinking, one might say. You wouldn't want to take any of the non-swimming dinosaurs to a swimming dinosaur level. You know what I mean? Still, it's a fantastic game. It is a lot of fun. It really feels good. It plays good. I can't tell you what kind of a rating it got because there's so little information on it in the US market. If I had to give it a rating, I would give this one a high 7, low 8, maybe. It would be nice to see some more Adventure Island games come out. Hudson's kind of left this one in the closet and has been doing the Bomberman thing. But you know, Master Higgins was such a recognizable character for a long time. And I know a lot of folks quite a bit younger than me are probably not going to realize that. But he was the more of the Hudson representative on the NES than just about anybody else. Bomberman had 2 games. The first one was pretty popular, and the second one was a little more rare. But Adventure Island had been in arcades and then got ported over and was, you know, spawned 3 sequels on the NES. So he had his moment. Never quite picked up quite as much as you could say the Wonder Boy games did, but still very fun games. This one I think is, you know, probably, I shouldn't say it's the best of the 4 on the NES because it's the most different. But what it did right. It is a lot of fun. Music is great. The graphics are great. Controls are great. It's just a great game. Hudson did really well, and deservedly so.